when you first start, you will receive a magic link. So if you go to your email address, I just pretty much enroll myself as a student so that I can receive the magic link. And then I'm going to walk you through the steps on what to do and what to do on each time of the week. So basically, let me share my screen here. I got this email that says, hey, welcome to the PMHNP 30 Days Walk to Success. And all you have to do is click your magic link, which is right here. And then you are inside of the course. So let me go ahead and switch that. Let me click that link. And then switch my screen to the course link. Now we are inside of the course. Once I click it, give it a second, here we are. This is your 30 days PMHNP Walk to Success. As you come down, I'll go ahead and upload this video here for you guys later, okay? So as you come down, the first thing you do is you take your diagnostic test. Why take a diagnostic test? Well, let's put it this way. You need to know where you are today so that you have a good idea where you need to be at the end of the course. Now, this is a hard test. This is not an easy test. The average score is about 60%. Okay, so don't feel bad if you score low. What I ask you is not to look at the answers, but why? Well, we are trying to evaluate you, what you know now, compared to towards the end of the course when you receive the education, and at the end of the course, you will retake the same test. So if I click here, then it's going to take me to another screen, which I'll share with you right now.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Or I'm probably lying. I'll probably ask more. When you retake the course, like when you retake the diagnostic readiness test, how much on average do the points come up, and like what number on that diagnostic readiness test indicates, that you would, most likely pass?
80%. If you score 80%, you are 95% chance of passing the board the first time.
Okay.
Okay. So this is your pre-diagnostic test. So this is why it's important that I ask you guys not to look at the answers, because guess what? Now, if you do look at the answer, you just decrease your chance of me being able to tell you with a high conviction, go ahead and test. I have given classes and someone asked, should I test? I said, yes, go. Next day she went on and tested. Many cases like that. Because we collected information over 3,000 students. So it would be very unlikely that you score 80% on all 4 tests and not pass the board. Okay? Even if you're nervous, even if you don't think you really mastered the material, if I say, I don't need to tell you, if you score 80% at the end, you will pass. Okay? You will pass, at least with a high degree of certainty that you will pass. Now, once you take the test, this is just the first one. You take several tests. Okay? So this is the first. Come down and start your first video, which is right here. So here you have your first video. Okay? And it is as simple as clicking on it. And now you have your first video. Sure, in order to start, you got to click here.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Dr. Lopes and I am super excited that you are joining us on this journey to success.
Okay, so once you're done here, guess what? Under the first video of each module, you'll find your PDF. So I even put in the purple book here for you. I'll give you different books throughout. You don't need it. All you need is your PDF. So you click here, and now you have your PDF for the entire module 1. Now, let me go back here and show you the PDF that I just downloaded. Let me see if I can share this PDF with you. So I downloaded the PDF, so you have it, you know the PDF, and then you follow along with the videos format. See here? Here you go. This is the PDF. Okay. So here you have your PDF, and all the modules on module 1, all the videos on module 1 will be here. So you follow along. I highly advise you that you printed out this information and put in a binder. Why? Because it comes with PDF. So there is no need to take pictures. There is no need to kind of scramble with your information. If you take the time early to print all the PDFs for the course, guess what? When you're on module 3, you just go back to module 1 PDF and you just review the information again. Now let me go back to the course where I was. Once I completed the first video, now the videos are small, okay? They are 10 minutes, they are to the point, very small videos, because that way you can take a break and then go do whatever you want to do. Let's say today you want to watch this video, which is 10 minutes. The next video will be even shorter, which will be 5 minutes. So I going through, finish this video, and you're coming down, click these little bullet points, because it allows me to track you where you are in the course. Okay, and now you start. Here we go. So now what it does is allows me to say, hey, if I ever look at your name, which I do all the time, I'm always constantly looking each one of you guys as you progress, I can see exactly where you are. Then you can go, the next video is right here. And all you do is
Hello
click
there,
the video.
welcome again. This is Al.
As you finish this video, what do? You click this little, give you a little bit of dopamine hit, and you keep on moving to the next videos down below, which would be your next training, the limbic system. And this is exactly what you do from the beginning to the end. Now, this is just module 1. Okay. Now, remember when I said that all the PDFs are located in the first video of each modules? Well, what if you want to download all the PDFs at once? So you go right here, all trainings. You go here. Now you have access to all the trainings at once, at least all the modules at once. So what do we have? We have module 1, which is scientific foundations. Module 2, which is the PMHNP advanced practice skills. Module 3, diagnostics and treatment. Module 4, therapies and related theories. And module 5, legal principles and culture. Then we have the crash course review, followed by 4 diagnostic tests. You must take those diagnostic tests. They are very good simulation to the real board. In fact, if you don't take it, you're likely leaving on the table 30%, 30, 50, maybe even 60 questions. I would not skip the diagnostic test. Okay. Go back here to let's say you want to print the PDFs all at once. You don't want to wait to finish module 1 and then start module 2. You want to print them all at once. You want to go to FedEx and print them all at once. So what do? You go to all trainings, which we just came from. All trainings here on the top left. We know where's module 1 PDF is. How about module 2? Again, under the first video of module 2. So what is the first video? The MSC. And here we are going to find the PDF on module 2. Well, what about module 3? Again, you can go to all trainings, module 3, and then you can print, go to the first video on module 3, and now you find your PDF for module 3. Okay? That is if you want to print all the PDFs at once. Okay? Now, under module 6, which is the crash course review, there are 4 very, very important documents. Again, under the first video of the crash course review, you must know those documents inside and out. Okay? This is pretty much where all your test lives. The most important information that will be on your test are under these 4 documents. Now, to give you a perspective, 107 questions will come from modules 1 to 3. So what does it mean to you? Well, a lot of people like to stress over therapies. I get it. It is the most difficult module. However, there will be only 17 questions from therapy. So if you need to put your effort, all your efforts really need to come from modules 1 to 3, because if you do it so well, you basically pass the test. Now, if you do it fast because you want to be done with, because maybe you just done once and you forgot about it, you may not do so well. Okay? So now what do we have here in the course? We have modules 1 through 5, which is the main domains, the crash course review, and the diagnostic task. Okay. How about the question bank? Well, it is advisable that once you finish a module, you stop. Let's say you finish all the videos on module 1, right? And you're done with module 1. There are 23 small videos on module 1, right? You finish the last one is serotonin discontinuation syndrome. At that point, you are going to go to www.mpexamcoach.com, which I'm going to share with you in a second here, which is in another website. And then you are going to practice some questions for the question bank. Okay, you should have received instruction on how to do this, but it's very simple. All you do is go to our main website. It's 2 different systems. You enter QBank. It's going to ask you for your password. Make sure that I log out here and log back in, because I just created an account for me as a student. If I go to QBank, sign in. Let me put my email address, PMHNP-BC.com. It doesn't have to be. Now, I set up the password the same for you as PMHNP-BC. Once you log in, say, hey, Thales, welcome. And here you have your question bank. Okay, here you have your question bank. Well, what if I want to take these tests? These tests are not for you. They are going to ask you to enroll and pay. You do not need to pay because your test is located in the video modules, right? So we had 2 different systems going on, just in case if one website goes down. I don't want to have this over my head that like someone is testing tomorrow and don't have access to something they needed. So I created 2 different systems as a backup. Here we use the question bank. We click here, and now we have the question bank. Okay, so here you have scientific foundations. All you do is press it, and then you can start your questions on scientific foundations. It will give you rationales for the correct and incorrect answers, and you keep on moving on. So when should you do scientific foundation? Immediately after, or next day, or the same week that you finish module 1. You can put here, let me pick an answer, and then it will give you the rationale, the right and the incorrect answer, right? So you keep on moving. Okay, Let's say you're done with scientific foundations, then you go to advanced practice skills. Okay, I want to do module 2, and then you come over here, and then you start module 2, just like that. Throughout the year, I will be adding more questions as I started adding more questions here for you guys. Now, do not worry about when that's going to come. Most importantly, the same system, the same questions, the same setups that we have helped over 3,000 students pass the board. This uploading questions is a very, very slow process because once we upload the question, we don't want it to cause distress to you. I know you're already stressed out. We don't want it to be any blimps along the way. So we rather do it very slowly. Anything else that we add, it is absolutely extra. If you think about it, we have over 500 questions available to you. On the week of the crash course review, I release another 600 questions via emails with a link for you to practice. The best flow is 1 week per module. Okay? Well, what about the live classes? Why do we need live classes? Well, the live classes is a way for me to ensure that you have covered the material at least twice. So your goal is to cover the material once alone, and the second time as you come along with me via the live classes. We want to be off sync. Why? Well, this week, tomorrow, we are going to start the live on module 5. And you are starting module 1, which is okay. You have the whole week to finish module 1. Then we are going to do module 5. So what's going to happen is you cover module 1 videos and module 1 question bank, and I will cover module 5. By the time you reach module 5 on your own in the course, you already have at least heard and gone through with me live. So the system here is that you do it on your own and you do it with me. I'm going to do 1 module per week, and you should keep yourself 1 module per week. Now, what if you are very busy and you are taking a little bit longer? That is never a problem. You can take as long as you need. I'm going to leave your account open up to 6 months. You can come to as many live classes as you want. The most important thing is that when you cover your modules, you do the question bank and you follow up with me via email. If you ever come up with a question, why is acute stress disorder different than PTSD? How is it different? Just send me an email. Allow me a little bit of time, usually 3 days. I respond about 50 emails to 100 emails a day. My answers are not short. They are very detailed because you deserve a very detailed explanation to whatever you ask. Okay, so I pretty much gave a little bit of orientation to the course. So let's recap. 1 module per week. You do it on your own, followed by the live classes. What about the crash course review? Is it included? Yes, it is included. It is all part of this big package that we put together. A lot of people will say, buy it modules 1 through 5, buy a crash course review, buy it the question bank, buy it the diagnostic test. We put them all together in one comprehensive package. That may be one of the reasons why we have done so well as far as passing rates. Because the system is really comprehensive. You have everything you need to pass. Should I do other questions out there? You can, but you do not need to. I promise you. Everything you need to pass is right here in front of you. Okay. Now we also have a community service. We have a WhatsApp group that is on 24 hours a day. Now, I'm not there very much because I let the students peer-to-peer kind of interact. But every once in a while, I'll chime in. I'll say one thing or two. I'm monitoring, but I try to stay out to let you guys teach each other, give good vibes and maybe better ways of explaining things. Sometimes it can be said over the WhatsApp. We also have a community support in the course in itself. So if you go to, let me go back to home. There is a community. So let me see, where's my community? So sometimes you click here, join the community. It will bring you to the community forum. Let me share that screen. And then you can introduce yourself. You see lots of people are passing. They're putting good information. And you can just ask questions there. The best way to communicate with me is only via email. I have someone that is on Facebook, kind of monitoring things. I have someone that's on a WhatsApp, but I live over the emails because if I try to divide my attention in between 20 different social medias, I will not be able to reach you guys when you need me. So if you need something from me, it is always best to email me, because that way I can get back right to you answering your questions. Okay, so this is a quick orientation. Hopefully it makes sense. It is not that hard to follow along. It's just a little bit of complicated in the beginning, but it's very simple. Watch your video, watch a module, do the question bank. Download your PDFs, print your PDFs, and attend the live class as a second pass through the content. We are doubling down on all corners to ensure that you will pass the board. Okay. We have had people that failed the board 5 times. If maybe you've been with me for a little while, we had someone named Mrs. Neptune. She failed 5 times and she passed with our course. We had Jill that never passed anything. That's what she said, guys. She could never pass the NCLEX. Took 4 times. She only graduated from nursing school because the administration gave her 0.5 points, and she already knew it that she would not pass. And guess what? She passed the first time with us. So the system is almost bulletproof. Okay. Now I am asking a lot of you guys. I'm saying, hey, here's the module, here's the PDF, here's the question bank, here is the diagnostic test. I know it is a lot, okay? But it is what you need. So I ask you to stay focused, preferably 8 to 10 weeks is what the ideal time for me is, because I allow people to enroll even a year before they graduate. They may enroll in the course and never showed up, right? And then they're like, oh, I'm testing next week. What do I do? Well, I can only advise you what to do when they see your scores. That being said, when you take your diagnostic test, right, towards the end of the course, make sure that you are taking those tests as if it is the real test. Okay? Don't simply take them as a way of filling the blank and say, okay, I took it. Each time you take a test, pause, analyze your answers, why you got anything wrong, go back to the course PDF, and kind of like take a minute between those tests to kind of breathe it in, see what your weaknesses are, and then proceed to the next test. I challenge anyone in this room today to score more than 80% on those diagnostic tests and not pass the board. It's almost impossible. Almost impossible. Has happened once almost once every 1,000 students. Okay, so the system is really set up for your success from the beginning to the end. We're not rushing you. I don't care how many emails you send it to me. I don't care what you need from me. I'm going to deliver it. I'm going to try as best as I can. The only thing that I cannot do is force anybody to study, right? And that being said, I think a very valuable way of studying is complete module 1, do question bank module 1. Proceed to module 2, complete module 2 videos, proceed to question bank Number 2, well, now you are going to start module 3. Well, yes. However, take a day to revise what you learned from modules 1 and 2 PDFs. Now, it's not going to take you 5 hours. It's going to take you 45 minutes to quickly read through the PDF. When you are reading through the PDF, you already have gone through the content. Instead of reading it, just see the topic. Let's say the topic is lithium. And then you go, okay, what do I remember about lithium? Okay, therapeutic windows, 0.6 to 1.2. When they reaches 1.3, I will assess if the patient has symptoms. When they reaches 1.4, I will assess if the patient has symptoms. If it reaches 1.5, I will stop. What else do I remember about lithium? Well, lithium could cause birth defects. What kind? What else? What are the medications that could cause lithium to elevate its values? How about NSAIDs, ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or thiazides, right? All the information that you need to know about lithium, try to recall, because this will boost your confidence. If you can remember the information without reading it, you will feel that you have learned something and you have kept. Now, the first time you do it, you may not remember, and that's okay. You just read it. Next week, you are going to practice the same way, the PDFs, and then you start the new module. Okay. That being said, what are the questions anyone has at this time about the courses or how the course is set up?
Hi, Dr. Lopez. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
So I have been with you for a month now, and one of the things I wanted to point out is whenever you're done with the modules, it takes you to an area where you can test, but it says that you have to pay. I just wanted you to elaborate on that so no one is confused when they see that post. Thank you.
Yeah, so are you talking diagnostic tests?
Yes, for the diagnostic test.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, thank you for reminding me that we have 2 different websites, 2 different systems. One is a backup of the backup. You know, internet can go down, websites can go down, and I don't want to, I'm always thinking, what could go wrong, right? So I created a second website. The second website doesn't know you are enrolled here. So your diagnostic test is only in the main course. If you go to the other website and try to purchase there, it's going to take it because it doesn't know you already enrolled in the course. So once you finish your videos 1 through 5, then module 6, which is the crash course review, you come over here and then you take your diagnostic test. If you are enrolled in the course, it's not going to ask you to pay because you are enrolled in the course. So all you do is click here and then it shows up your diagnostic test. Oops. Let me kind of share my screen. Does that make sense? Or everybody?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because it doesn't know. It's 2 different systems. One system I use for question bank, and the other system where it has all the animations, has all the PDFs, is the system for the video course. Okay. So you should have received you should have received an email with your password for the question bank. Just so you know, is everyone set up the same? The main email that you sign up with, and the password I'm going to put here in capital letters, PMHNP-BC. Now, if you change the password, then I will have to reset your password. But everyone is set up the same way, that your password is already set as a PMHNP-BC, and all you do is go to www.npexamcoach.com, as we mentioned earlier, and be able to log in your question bank. So it may be a little bit complicated now, but it's actually pretty simple. You watch the videos and then you do your question bank, and you follow the same rhythm from modules 1 through 5. When it comes to the crash course review, it's going to be 2 days of basically 2 days of 15-hour days that we'll cover during the crash course review, which this month, we have one every month. This month will be on January 24th and 25th. I'm not sure. Okay. Any other questions? Sorry about my cameras keeping.
Hi, Dr. Lopez. How are you?
Hello. Good. And yourself?
I'm good. Can you go to the QBank page again, please? I had a
Yes.
question.
Sure. Okay. This is the
So
QBank.
once you log in, can you log back in again? Because
Yeah.
you said once you've complete module 1, you do module 1's QBank. However, under module 1, there are 5 different topics. There was scientific
Right.
foundations. So are you doing all of those after module 1?
No, you only do scientific foundations.
Okay.
And then under there is going to be module 2 and 3. So what I'm doing right now is building extra questions. If I already have over 1,000 questions to deliver to you guys, but I gotta be very careful before I deliver it, because
Okay.
I gotta make sure that the people that put it in, they put it in the right place. Now, sometimes you're going to click here and it's going to say you have completed. Do not worry about you have not completed. You know that you only done module 1. You can just keep on going. Now, sometimes the questions may be a little bit of time, 10% of the time out of place. Do not worry about that. It's on purpose to either revise what you learned in the past or a little bit of what's coming forward. Simply do the modules independently, set a firm schedule, just like you brush your teeth, just like you go to work every day, you get up every day, you don't skip those things, to complete one module per week, and then attend the live classes. And in between that time, you are covering all the 5 modules twice and attend the crash course review. And in a few days or few weeks from now, you will be all board certified. This is a very well structured checks and balance. We're doing question bank, over 500 questions on the diagnostic test. Then you have 175 questions times 4. Then you have another 600 questions that are released only during the crash course review week. And then you have a continuously access to live classes plus email access throughout the week. Now, just give me a little bit of time. If I open my email, it will be like 200 emails almost on a daily basis. So you got to give me at least 3 days to respond. But we work very, very hard to ensure everyone has everything you possibly could need for the board. Our success rate is extremely high. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Lopez. I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Gemma, and then we'll go Akina after that.
Yes.
Oh, this is you already answered my question. This is Gemma. So I asked about logging into the the question bank.
Yes. Okay.
So no, I'm clear now. So yeah, because it seems like set 1, and then there's under number 2 where it says module 1 again, scientific foundations. That's just an extra. Don't worry about that, correct?
Do not worry about it. I get over 1,000 questions to be released here, but I gotta be very careful. I don't want to stress anybody else. I'm always thinking, what can be better? What can be more? But more sometimes is not necessarily what you need. The same system that we have now, it's almost bulletproof, almost impossible not to pass the board. Now, let me give you an example. About 3 weeks ago, we had 2 people that passed we have people that pass the board every day, but these 2 people took the board test on the same day. One person was with us for 2 months. She printed her PDFs, she put it in a binder, she completed all the question banks, she did all the diagnostic tests maybe twice or 3 times. She attended the live classes, she attended the crash course review twice, and then she went to take the board and said, gosh, it was so easy. The other person also passed the board, but she flew through everything and she finished in 3 weeks just before Christmas. And she said, oh my God, that test was so hard. Well, they both received the same content. But what happened is, even though we digest the material so that you're not reading a book, still there is a lot to cover, right? So that person that finished in 3 weeks, she rushed through it. She finished each module in 4 days and attended the crash course review. The day before the test, she was taking the diagnostic test for, and then she went and tested out and passed. But she said it was hard. So the perception here, it wasn't because it was hard. She basically crammed it and got the job done. But this is not how you want to approach the most important test of your life. You know, think about it. You have how much you have done to be here right now. And one day, all of us said, I want to be a PMHNP. And now we are right here in front of you. So take this moment not only to enjoy the course, but to be ready when the time comes. I don't advise people to rush it at all. And that's why I'm not trying to say, hey, stay with me as long as you need, you can. But, basically, I'm trying to get you in and then out, but in an efficient way that will not lose any students. I'm always aiming for 100% pass rate. Always. Okay?
Hi,
So
Dr. Lopez.
yes, go ahead.
So sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no worries.
So I have a quick question. I noticed that the Module 5 review is scheduled for tomorrow. So will there be a link sent out for a Module 1 review, or should we just join the Module 5 review?
No, great question. So every week we change the live links, right? Now the Kahoot link, it's always the same. So Kahoot is basically, let's say tomorrow and Wednesdays we'll cover Module 5. And then on Thursday, we'll do some practice questions. So I'm building the game, and that is the time to put in practice against each other as a competition game to see how much you have learned from the course. And that is one thing. Not only the diagnostic test is a very strong indicator whether you are going to pass or not, but if you make it the podium in a Kahoot, I have never seen anyone making the podium and not passing the board, because that means you are competing against each other. And if you are making the top 10 on the game night, that means you know your stuff. You definitely know your stuff. It's very, very hard to make it in a podium. And that's what you should look forward, right? It's a friendly competition, is to show off your skills, to see, ask questions. And that is just a free for all. Everyone can attend. No, the live class is only for you guys. It's reserved for the people that are in the course. Okay? All right. Hopefully that answers your question there. My pleasure. Yeah, let me see who had the question here. I think was the next person's love line. Is that correct?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Lopez. This is Loveline.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find out. Can't we download the diagnostic test too when we finish it? Can we download it and be able to go over it again?
Yes, you can. But remember, if you're starting now, you should not look at the answers. Okay? The reason why you should not look at the answers is because you are going to take the same test on Module 7. Basically, if you look at the answer, then I don't know if you actually learned the material or you memorize the answer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once you are on Module 8, Module 9, and Module 10 of the course, then yes, by all means, download the test, save it, go over, or better yet, do none of that and take the test again.
Okay.
It only counts towards your success if you score 80 or more. So you should not rush through the diagnostic tests. You should really take them as if you are taking the PMHNP board certification. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you go here, all trainings, you can go down and then you see you have 4 diagnostic tests. Each one of them are timed, just like the board, 3.5 hours, 175 questions. Okay. Now, let me show you, before I answer another question, let me just show you something that I think is actually Pretty cool. So this is not AI, but this is actually anything that I downloaded in a course, anything that I recorded. You can ask any questions. Let's say, when should I stop lithium? Let's see if I'll give you that answer. Okay, I thought it wasn't going to give you. So it says, hey, you should stop lithium when the lithium levels reaches 1.5. That is because lithium has a low therapeutic index. So this is not AI. This is me in the course. That whatever I said, whenever I said it, it recorded for you. So you can see, you can ask whatever question. Some of the questions needs to be more detailed. It may not give you the answer what it did. What is Beckham? Because that's not a question, right? What's Beckham depression inventory? I didn't say what is. So sometimes if you do a correct formatted, it will give you. But this time it give you, said, hey, the Beck depression inventory is a tool used to assess severity, depression, so forth. So where do you find this? See right here on the right hand side. I paid a lot of money for the engineers to do this, right? Actually right here. So it is for you to use it as a way to be like, okay, let's say it's midnight, you have no one to talk to you, and you say, what did you say about FDA warnings for Depakote? And then you can find your answers. It doesn't matter where you are in the course, you can always use it. This very useful tool. Okay, so again, is right here on the right hand side, and it is this kind of chat box figure right here in the middle. Okay, so it's something that I think is pretty cool. So anyways, next person is, let's see here, it is Lucille. If you're trying to talk, you are muted, okay? You have to mute yourself. Okay. I'm not sure if you are there, so what I'll do is I'll come back to you. Amy.
Hey, sorry. I just want to let the girl know her camera's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's like, she's using the restroom.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah, we don't want that. Thank you for that. Amy, do you have a question? If you're trying to speak, you are muted, Amy.
Sorry, Dr. Lopez, it's Lucille. I just got unmuted. Just had
Okay,
a question.
hi. Sure.
How long a period of time do we have access to the course? Because I don't finish school until in a few months.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about time.
Okay.
Basically, the name is PMHNP 30 days walk to success, meaning that one can do it in 30 days, but you have up to 6 months. Okay. There is nothing, there is no charge. There is nothing. Now, if you made a prior arrangements with me, sometimes we can do an extension. But what happened is that I track everyone, right? And if you are in a course, I'll be sending you emails if you don't log in, like, hey, I noticed you haven't logged in a week. Is everything okay? Or I send you a text message, right? So I'm tracking everyone. If I just leave people in, it becomes a huge list to track, you know? So
Just asking because the 6 months will be by the time that I'm done. So just seeing.
just send me an email.
Okay.
I'm as easy as possible. We can always make arrangements when it's reasonable and it's okay. Yeah, for you, it will be no problem. You're still in school. What I don't want to happen is that we all have the tendency, I think we all, if I'm giving 3 months to finish a paper, I'll be like, okay, I'll do it next month, and I'll do it next month, and end up being the paper's due and I haven't done it, right? So now I'm like overnight drinking coffee and trying to write the paper when it's due tomorrow. So I don't want this to happen to you. That's why we have a timer for those that are say, hey, I want to be in and out. I want to be done. You have a timer to complete things. But what I think is the ideal time is about 8 to 10 weeks preparation. Yeah. So that way we lose nobody. We get the 100% passing rate. Okay.
Dr. Lopez, I think
Hi.
I'm working. Hi. I have some question about the crash course review. Do you have the dates for February? And did I hear like it's an 8-hour day?
Yes, 2 8-hour days.
2 8-hour days.
Two
Okay.
8-hour days. January 23rd,
24th. I wrote.
24th, and 25th, I believe.
Do you have the dates for February if we sign?
So you don't have to sign up if you're already in the course. Okay, so that means you can attend as many classes as you like. You will receive a link. You don't have to sign up for it because you're already in the course. Now, if you just showed up today because I put this out there, and then then if you just want to do the crash course review, yes, then you will need to sign up. But if you are in the PMHNP 30 Days Walk to Success, it already includes the crash course review, and you can attend January, you can attend February. Guys, my goal is not necessarily to squeeze every penny out of you. My goal is to make sure that everybody pass. So I let you attend as many classes you need to pass. Okay. So did I answer your question? Say it again.
Well, is the crash course recorded?
Is the crash course review recorded? Yes, it has been recorded and is already available under module 6 of the course. Now, it does not make sense that I record every crash course because they're all the same or similar, right? So it's 16 hours recording that we do, and we upload them. We break down into smaller videos of 2 hours, so that way it's not one huge video. That way allows you to take a break and come back next day if you needed to. So the crash course review, it is on the 24th and 25th of January. The schedule for February, March, and April should be coming up in the next 5. The end of the week, you have the schedule for February, crash course review, and all the live classes.
Thank you.
So here we're in January now. So tomorrow is module 5. We'll break it down in 2 days. Every time is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at least for now. It's always Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Well, what does it mean? Well, if you did not get a link from me by Monday, you should be emailing me. Now, there is something very important. Do not unsubscribe from my mailing list, because if you do, then I'm sending out, but your email address is kicking back, and I don't know if you received it or not. Okay, so do not unsubscribe to the mailing list, unless if you don't want to hear from us. Okay, all right. The next person is Joe. If you're trying to speak, you are muted at this time.
Did you say Julie?
Julie, yeah, that's right.
Hi, Dr. Thomas. Thank you so much for this presentation. I appreciate that. I had a quick question. Will this recording be available at a later time?
Yes, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this recording in the beginning of the course, so that way you guys have it. Yes, it will be let me show you exactly where I'm going to put this recording, so that way you can go back and watch it. But in a nutshell, it is pretty easy to navigate through the course. Basically, you do a module and you follow up with a question bank. So I'll upload it right here where this video is a welcome video, but I'll take this out.
Hello there and welcome.
I'll take this out and I'll put this orientation here for you guys to have it later. In a nutshell, complete the module, do one module per week. Once you finish with the module, do not go into the next module. Do the question bank related to the module. Try to finish the program in 8 to 10 weeks. Can you do it in 3? Yes, you can. Everything is available to you immediately. You don't even have to wait for the live classes. Now, I say the best way is to double check, triple check everything, because this is the most important test of your life. And I will lose sleep when I know that somebody did not pass, because sometimes it's just a very small difference. When somebody does not pass, which it happens, okay, I go back and I trace what they did from the beginning to the end. From the day that they logged in, I'll be like a little detective. I'm like, oh, did you do your question bank? No, you didn't. Did you do your diagnostic test? No, you didn't. I noticed 3 days before the test, you binging, watching all the videos and trying to make up for the time. So if you stay consistent, put yourself, hey, I'll do each module 1 week, and I'll stay consistent on reviewing the PDFs. It's almost impossible for you not to pass the board on your first time. And I don't even care where you went to school or what you have been doing for the last 2 years. We make it very easy. Now, it is a lot of work, but everything is there for you to pass the board. Okay? We are going to take the longer route, but the shorter route to your success. Okay? All right, see who's next here. Marlene, do you have a question?
Yes, Dr. Lopez, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing good. I have a quick question.
Sure.
My question is about the how to join the podium for the Kahoot.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a little hard for me while I'm at work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little upset because I cannot answer the question.
Yeah.
Not that I don't know it, but it's because I have to move room by room to see patient.
No, yes, it is challenging, even if you are at home, even if you are in a quiet environment. Because think about it, the podium is only 5 people. It might be 100 of you guys playing. So Kahoot, not only have to be, you can answer all the questions right and not make the podium, because Kahoot counts being fast and being correct. So if I got it right and you got it right, whoever was faster gets a little bit more points. So Kahoot is very challenging. Yeah. So what we're doing now is we record Kahoots, and then once we upload it to the YouTube channel, we'll send an email by Saturday, say, hey, if you missed the Kahoot and you want to watch the game.
That's nice.
Now you can do a few things. You can wait for the link that once I upload to the YouTube, or you can download the Kahoot app. Once you download, don't buy anything. You're playing on my license. Just download the app. Once you play on the app, you'll be able to replay it later if you like.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's playing on my license. So you don't have to buy anything. All you do is download the app. They're going to try to sell you stuff. Don't buy anything. Once the game goes on, I'll give you a PIN code, and then you join using the PIN code. If it's your first time playing Kahoot, come a little bit early, because it takes a little bit of a setup to get you in, to answer questions. And Kahoot, you play on your phone. So you are in the live screen like we are now. I'll display the questions here, and then you play on your phone, and it records. It's an interactive game. So, yeah. Okay. Now, I think anyone has any other questions or concerns about anything whatsoever?
I have a question, Dr.
Sure,
Lopez.
please. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kanisha. I'm new. I just registered for the crash course, I think yesterday. So I'm at work, so I did miss a little bit. So I'll go back and watch this. My main question was for the crash course. I just lost my train of thought. What did you recommend? So like I seen the 4 diagnostics. I took the first one yesterday for the first one. Did you want me to, so are you recommending that we take all 4 before we do those crash course modules?
No,
or just
no. I mean,
okay.
First of all, when are you testing?
I plan on testing like the 24th.
Okay. You are testing on the 24th. Why?
Yeah.
Is there any possibility you can test on the 27th or 26th?
Oh yeah, I can test later. I just finished a course review from the last 2 months, like studying a different course review. That's why I was thinking of just doing the course, because I'm like, oh my God, to do a whole nother like course review. I'm like,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying is because you can also attend the crash course review live, which is included. So you have the recordings, you have your PDFs in there. But if you
can definitely push it out. I'm not in a rush. I'm in no rush. Yeah, I can definitely push it out.
I mean, I think it's a day. So a day will make a huge difference. You may just walk in the test center absolutely confident.
Okay.
But you don't have to, because the crash course review is already recorded and is already available. And guess what? I added 4 extra tasks in there for you guys and for free. So we do have a lot of folks that are, do it in 3 days. They just watch the crash course review, do the diagnostic test, and go test that out. I just don't wish that on anybody, because it's too much of an important task to rush it.
Right.
So if you can, and if you have the stomach to stay another 16 hours with me in live, then it would be recommended you test it after the 25th.
Okay.
Because you have access to everything now, you can brush it up through things. On the week of the crash course review, I will email you and say, hey, here's another 600 questions to practice, prepping you for the crash course review. So that way, when we're going through the crash course review, it shouldn't be a review by then. It will be like, I got it.
Right. Okay.
Tell me something new, please. Tell me something new. Because I'm already prepping you. Everything that is in a crash course review, I transform it into a question. Not to make it tricky, but to be like, oh, now you have 2 ways of learning. 1, the live. 2, you have the documents. 3, you have the crash course review. And 4, you have the diagnostic test. So the goal is that I lose nobody throughout this course, not even one person. So we're going to repeat, redo it, do it again. We're going to train a little harder, so that when it comes to the playtime, to the most important test of your life, you have no doubts that you will pass.
So how did you say you wanted us to do the diagnostic then? Like do one and then start the first module of the crash course, then do another diagnostic, or how did you?
Yeah, so for you, it's a little bit different because you have only the crash course review. So what I would do for you is simply go through the videos and then download your PDFs, study the PDFs, and then go ahead and start taking your diagnostic tests before the crash course review, which is this month going to be the 24th and 25th. So when it comes to the crash course review, you just relax. And when it comes to 26, 27, you just go take your test because you have a different time frame. You're only doing the crash course review. What I would do for you is watch the videos, download your PDF, study the PDFs really well, and then you have no problem. You will absolutely pass the board.
And I only have one more other question. I just missed how you found the PDFs because I was looking for it yesterday and I couldn't find it.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the PDFs are located in the same manner for all tests. I'm going to go to since I'm in the 30 days, the crash course review, it is for me. Here is the module 6, but for you, you only have one module, which is module 6. So if you go under the first video of any of the modules for you, you only have one module. Then you find your PDFs. So here is your PDFs, your 4 PDFs. You must know everything that is in those PDFs. And guess what? It doesn't even matter if you are taking AA and C or AA and P. You will pass both boards easily. We have a lot of people that come back and say, oh my God, my entire AA and P was on this 3rd PDF and highlighted everything. I even highlighted for you. Not only this one, I give you questions format. This one, I give you a different taste of it. And here I highlighted what's the most important of the crash course review. So that way we miss nobody. 2 weeks ago, somebody said, can you do one for the medications? Sure, I can do one for the medications and neurotransmitters for you. whatever make you guys feel better, that you got the content, I'll go ahead and implement it. So I did this one. This one is not super high yield, but this is where everybody else gets stressed, the medication. They want to see all the medications in one place. I said, no problem. I'll put all the medications in one place for you. But remember, throughout the course, we already touch based on what is important for the board. Now, if you are in my psychopharmacology course, we are going to go in depth, excruciating in depth about medication. You do not need to know in depth for the board. What do you need to know? All the FDA warnings, the main class of the medication, any kind of weird interactions. And that is about it, because the board is not about medication. The board is about therapies, is about culture, is about many other things. So medications is not going to be the highlight of your board. But for some reason, students get so freaked out. Oh, I need to know all the medications. No, you don't. Not for the board. For practice, yes, but not for the board. That's why I separate the psychopharmacology course, very in depth, the type of a Harvard type of education, really in depth. And then he is for the boards, precisely what you need to know to pass the board. Okay. All right. Anyone else has any other questions, concerns, or feel that something wasn't well explained and you still have questions about the course? All right. So
yes, please, I have a question, please.
Yes, please go ahead.
So for the diagnostic test, are we doing it before we start the module or after? I think I heard you say the first thing you do is a diagnostic test.
Perfect. So when you first come in, you got your magic link, and you arrive here. Here, you come down, and then you take your first diagnostic test. It's called pre-diagnostic test. When you do it, do not look at your answer. Just note your score. Do not feel sad if your score is very low. Now, if your score is really high, that means you really are a good test taker. Very few people, very few students will ever score more than 80% the first time. I can count in my hands how many people score more than 80%. If you do, well, we had the nurse practitioner last cohort in December. She got like 82 right away. I said, look, you don't even need this test, this course. You can go on and test today. You will pass. Okay, she's already a strong test taker. Now the average here is 55, 60 at best. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your score is. What I ask you not to do is to look for the answers. Do not look at the answers, because you are going to take the same test again on module 7 plus another 4 tests. During that time, you should aim for 80% or better.
Okay, thank you. So
all right.
Please, what's the need for this? Do you have to take this pre-diagnostic test? Like someone like me, I know I might not even do well at all because I still have a lot to learn. Do I still need to do that, or I could just take it and get whatever score?
Yeah, no, you don't have to, but it's like this, I feel, at least my perception is like, if you don't know where you are today, how do you know what you have learned? Because what happened is I will get some students that score 30% here, and then they take the same test later and they be like, Dr. Lopes, I feel that I'm now ready. I still feel like nervous. I'm like, look, you started with 35, 40. And you score 85. Look how much you have learned throughout the course. So it is an illusion that you will know everything and you have to know everything. You don't have to know everything. You need to know the right material in order to pass. So it's a starting point. So that way, you might be surprised. You might be the one who scores 70 and you'll be like, I guess I'm not at, I'm actually okay.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay.
Dr. Lopes.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, for the diagnosis test, is it something that you have to take at once, or you can start it and stop and go back?
No, you cannot. The diagnostic tests, all of them are like the board. 175 questions, 3.5 hours. So that is the reason why we do Kahoot, to allow you to start practicing answering the questions within 1 minute. Because that is another problem students have, is like thinking about the question over 3-4 minutes. Guess what? Now you just missed 3 other questions because you're stuck on a question for a long time. So it's practicing timing management.
Yeah, which means you have to create your 3 hours and a half to take it and done.
Take it in then. And that's why we practice Kahoot. You have 1 minute for each question. So if you guys notice, we are hitting you in so many different directions that makes it impossible, almost impossible for you not to pass. Only people that will not pass is the people that do not follow the program. Joining the course in itself is not a guarantee of passing. Let's make that clear. What is a guarantee is if you follow the program and you continuously revise. If you are curious, I am yet to meet a person that have followed everything and not passed.